Hey guys, what's up? So if you're following my channel, you've probably seen the Star Citizen video that I made a while ago. It stirred up quite a big controversy. It has 12,000 views, loads of people liking it, loads of people disliking it. It was all about the debate between Cloud Imperium Games and Derek Smart, and him basically accusing them that the game can never be finished and he wants his money back and the development is going too slow and he just acting up a little bit. Now, the comments underneath the video were actually quite useful, loads of interesting stuff there. Lots of game developers actually got involved and said that, you know, with the CryEngine you can actually make it happen because they work with it themselves and they're basically starting it from scratch in a way and reprogramming the whole thing. So I definitely got quite a few interesting insights from that, and I really appreciated the good discussion that was going on under the video. However, unfortunately, even people replied and, you know, went into discussions with each other. In the end, it always ended up people just calling each other's assholes. And it was quite an emotionally driven discussion, which I think is never good, right? And even if you're the biggest Star Citizen fan, you still have to keep your mind open to the possibility of the game not being in the end what you want it to be. Anyway, this is not what this video is about. This video is just about the update on the whole Derek Smart discussion, because it has just gone into the next round. Basically, after my last video, Derek Smart has requested Cloud Imperium Games to lay open their finances, which is ridiculous, right? I mean, if you're a publisher, yes, you can do that, but if you're just a backer on Kickstarter, you don't really have the right to ask the developer to lay their finances open. Yes, you're involved with maybe $100 or whatever, or maybe even 1,000, but it doesn't give you the right to do that. So Cloud Imperium Games obviously refused that request, so he started a lawsuit against them. And now Cloud Imperium's lawyers have published a letter which states that Derek Smart has never even played the game. And we do have the dogfight module, we have the planetside module, we have the hunger. He never looked at it, so how can he even judge this game? And the more I hear about this guy, the more the puzzle pieces just fall into place, and it turns out what kind of a character Derek Smart really is. He also gave a wrong address to which they should send back his backer money. So the check never arrived, and when he was asked why he stated a wrong address, he just said, yeah, the city has changed their street names, which could not be confirmed after people did some research. Also, the letter revealed that Derek Smart is dealing with tax debt and a bankruptcy, so the whole thing really shapes up to paint an even worse picture about this guy that we already had beforehand. So far we don't have any reply from him, but if he will, you know, give his opinion or his thoughts on this, it will certainly be interesting what he has to say. Now, all this stuff is just stuff that websites have written, right? And I don't know who wrote it, and I don't want to judge him based on this, but I can judge him on my own experience because he got involved in my previous video and commented underneath. And basically, in a nutshell, I made all these points, some in which I think he was right, others where I think he was completely wrong, and then in the end, because I was emotionally very stirred up, I called him a moron, right? So he got really hung up on that in the comment section, and he was like, all your points, and you should call me a moron. So I replied to him and I said, yeah, dude, you got a fair point. I shouldn't call people's names. That's not right. I apologize. But all the points that I made about your statement on Star Citizen is still valid, right? And I stick to those. And then he went to Twitter and he was like, oh, look at this guy. Look at him. First he calls me moron. Then he apologizes. But then he sticks to his points. I just couldn't believe when I read this. Like, what a fucking idiot. Honestly, in my world, it's considered a strength. It's not right to call someone names, and it takes some courage to admit to that, but it doesn't change my points. It doesn't change any of my points. So all this stuff just adds up to shape a picture of Derek Smart of a complete idiot, and I'm not gonna take any of this back. Even he's watching this video, I really don't care, because I mean, a guy who doesn't pay his tax, a guy who can't acknowledge if someone apologizes for calling him names and can't understand that the points he made are still valid, coming up with these excuses of his city changing street names and that's why he didn't get the check. And I mean, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, get your fucking life sorted, man. Like, seriously, how do you think anyone is ever gonna take you serious if you behave like that? Anyway, I mean, he is such a big douche that he will definitely not be reached by any of these words, right? So I don't even care anymore. In the meantime, Star Citizen is close to $90 million of funding. They have 985,000 backers, so they're close to 1 million backers. There was some other news a few days ago where Cloud Imperium Games stated that they are restructuring their company right now. They are laying off a few people in some of their branches while hiring more people in other branches. I think, that's a quite common occurrence. Basically, Chris Roberts said that they want to optimize processes and speed up the finishing of the game, which makes sense to me, but at the same time, it also means that previously it didn't run that well, or maybe that he was slightly concerned that they couldn't keep all the tight deadlines that they set themselves. However, I read this interview on Polygon with Chris Roberts, and it's just crazy how hard this guy is working. He's working 7 days a week, every day, and I'm really sure that everyone in this team is working as hard as they can to bring this vision to life, and everyone's really passionate about it. But as always, if you do something that has never been done before, there's always a trend of people who just want to see him fail, because he's trying something that nobody has ever tried before, and so he should fail, and I can point my finger at him and laugh. I had the feeling that some people interpreted my previous video like that I want to see him fail. Like, the complete opposite is the case. I want to play this game. This is actually probably the game that I'm most excited about. If it ever comes to life as promised, like, it would be the best game that has ever been made. So I completely share the passion that people have about this game. But what I also noticed is that people start to lose their common sense when it comes to the game a little bit, right? Because a lot of the points that I made in my previous video might have not been 100% accurate, maybe not all of them, but some of them were. And I just feel like a lot of people are very close-minded when it comes to Star Citizen, and they're like, no, this is the perfect game. It will be perfect. And if you question it, you are questioning my religion, right? That's how it feels. Like, I don't want to question your game religion. I want this game as much as you want it, but we can have a discussion. And some things are going really well, and other things might not going so well. And, that's just normal. That's how a process works. And yeah, I just wanted to make this point. Anyway, guys, these are my thoughts, and this is probably the last video that I will do on the whole Derek Smart debate, because I really have enough of this guy, and I don't want to give him any more attention, because my feeling is he's just doing it to get attention, because he's a very, very poor soul, and he desperately needs that attention to promote his crappy games. Anyway, these are my thoughts, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can leave me a like. If you didn't like it, then you leave me a dislike. You can leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would appreciate if you do that. And please keep it reasonable. Don't tell me that I'm a complete idiot. And try to not be so emotional about this game. It's just a game, right? And I want it, and you want it. And hopefully in the end, we get exactly what we're wishing for. And it will be great. And it looks great so far. And just leave your thoughts underneath and keep it within reason. Thanks, guys. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, then do that. And share the video, do all the good stuff. See you guys next time. I'm out.